Hello everyone and welcome to Issliss Season 1. My name is Nicotine Veronica Ripley. I'm the creator of Issliss and I'm very, very happy to get to bring this show to you. A couple of things. Fable Scraps has a merch store now, merch.fablescraps.com, where you can pick up all kinds of cool stuff. There's hoodies and shirts and even some Issliss prints. So check it out at merch.fablescraps.com. I would like now to introduce our wonderful cast. Before we do, I just want to say we're here on Twitch right now, streaming live, and so it's as a live show. Some things might happen where maybe there'll be like a little audio spike or some kind of like live thing. The beauty of live theater. So when we introduce our cast, I would like to see ones in chat if the cast member sounds good, and twos if something needs to change. Okay. So without further ado, Candacethemagnificent, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, yourself?
Great today, excited to play.
Yeah, me too. Excellent. Who's your character?
Oh, my character is Grizz. They are a black femme, they have kinky curly hair, they are curvy and a sycophant, a runner for the Cassat, and very nervous about the goings-on of last session.
Excellent. Thank you. Next up we have Domesticdan.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm
this time.
Really good. How are you?
Fantastic. It's a great Friday.
Tell us
It's starting to cool down, which we love.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your character.
Yes. Good old Leaf, son of Leaf. One of the tappers in this world. A very, very dangerous profession, and a very solitary one as a result of that. So he's a little socially stunted as a result.
Oh, absolutely.
Loving life.
Perfect. All right, excellent. Next up we have Pippet, Chelseabytes.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Chelseabytes, and I play Pippet, a biologist for the Cassat. I'm just trying to find my place back in town, and yeah, I promise I may look like I have my customer service face on, but I am definitely having a tiny breakdown in the background. But yes, thanks for having us. I'm blue shirt. Yeah, if we need a description, I got a little short bob going on. My eyebrows are way shorter than you see in real life. So they're singed off by the lab.
Excellent.
But nice to meet you.
Perfect. Last but not least, we have Techniq, aka Pliers.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Techniq or Frank, or Mr. Pliers, if you do. Yeah, I am a expert for the Cassat. I hope I said that right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And yeah, #1 snitch. Watch your back. Snitches don't get stitches around here. As long as you keep your heart, you keep running. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. But anyway, it's a pleasure to be here, and can't wait to get into it.
Fantastic. All right, great. Once more, my name is Nicotine Veronica Ripley, creator of Issliss, and before we get started, I just want to mention that if you would like to play Issliss at home, it's possible. All you got to do is head over to fablescraps.com. You can get sign up for our mailing list, and then you can get your hands on a free quick play guide, so you can play Issliss at home. There's a lot of beautiful artwork. There's all the rules that you'll need to get going. There's even some pre-generated characters and a little short encounter, like a little campaign you can play. So all you need is some dice or a dice roller and you're good to go. So check out fablescraps.com for the quick play guide, and be sure to back us on Kickstarter where we're fundraising for the full book. I'm very excited about it, so let's get to it. It is morning. The town bell is rung, and the populace of Arcadia Farms, a company town in between the capital city of Chazal and the intellectual district of Lemaret, this rural area of Arcadia Farms, which is split in between several different corporations, split amongst these corporate entities. the corporate exclusion zone for Tazco, where you're currently at, is now headed to their own little town square, where there's a wooden platform surrounded by habitation blocks. It's stone streets, it's crisp morning, and you can smell the anxiety in the air. There is, however, a faint undertone of hope. The Kasat have recently arrived in person. Representatives from the Tazco board are here, and you can see them on the platform. The Kasat are a species of large, terrifying-looking arachnid creatures. They stand at around 8-9 feet tall, much taller than a human, and these particular Kasat are thin, they're wiry and lanky, if you can call it that. They're extremely fast, and they're dressed in beautiful silks and filaments, incredible textiles shimmering in the light. The populace begins to file in towards the platform, the town square, and you can hear people whispering to each other, whispering like, "Oh, I've never seen one before. I can't believe they're here. Can you believe it? They must have heard. They heard." They say nothing, but their eyes are fixed upon the populace. Where are the four of you? Together?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say I saw the group and I met up with them, and I'm like straightening my clothes. Mind your manners.
I
Pippet would
definitely.
have. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I'd be with you.
Yeah, I feel like we would have gathered our supplies and like kind of split up stuff, like from what we found, and been bringing that to meet up at our hovel of a diner. Yeah.
Yeah, absolute same. I think Grizz is dressed in a slightly nicer dress than the day before. They look very kind of fresh and clean, but not well rested.
Fantastic. So you're all together.
Yeah, we meet up, and I think Leaf and I look at these two and we're like, yeah, it looks like they kind of need a friend. They're not used to being around here. So I'm more than willing.
As you say that, I'm still have my brochure out, and I'm just like, it's just not lining up. I just.
I love the thought that there's a brochure of this place.
Well, of course it is. I created it.
Of course.
Fantastic. After a few moments, oh, excuse me. After a few moments, the town begins to fall a little quiet. You see Ingman appear from down the street at the corporate development office for Tazco, this opulent-looking building, much newer and nicer than the others. See him appear in the doorway, gaunt and pale, but awake and functional. He slouches a little bit as he walks towards the platform. It's flanked on both sides by corpsemen.
He doesn't look very good.
No.
As Ingman approaches, the townspeople part and allow him the access to the platform. He steps up to the platform and begins to address the town. The corpsemen all file in line behind him, and you can hear suddenly the sound of the cassette. Now, some of you may know, some of you may not, but the representatives from Tazco got in last night, and they have a couple of things that they want to say. would like to thank the people, not just of Tazco, but of Arcadia Farms, for continuing to help support the Platelands. They know it's difficult work out here, and they're willing to make some changes to make it easier for y'all. Now, I would like to introduce Lensit, one of the Kasad stands a little taller, and Sekra, another Kasad, stands a little taller.
Heard your pleas, humans. Your desire for sustenance.
You can hear whispering in the crowd near you. They do care, they care.
We are allocating more supplies for Tazco workers. And we have made changes to the leadership here. For your old human leaders have failed you.
Some people in the crowd begin to clap.
Pippet would just nod in agreement with that statement, but do nothing else.
Don't worry, I have it in writing. Documentation means everything.
Sure.
Humans of Arcadia Farms can rest easy knowing that your leaders care for your well-being.
People are applauding. Now, I know that this may be a little bit of a shock to you, but we're not going to be doing our normal tasks today. Instead, our wonderful representatives in their beneficence have offered a volunteer work program for making repairs around Tazco. Please see a corpseman if you would like to make repairs today. Additionally, we will be requiring that workers going forward help to fill out our new cult plant orchard. So please see a corpseman if you would like to be added to that work detail. Thank you. More applause. And you see Ingman begin to retreat. And as he does, you can hear him tell another corpseman, "Did you figure out that whole situation?" And the other corpseman looks back and just says, "Yeah, the wall? Yeah, absolutely. It's fine. I don't want any more slip-ups." Yeah, it's fine. Ingman looks directly at you, Leaf, and beckons you over. Do you all go over, or is it just Leaf?
I'll go with Leaf,
I only speak when spoken to.
Yeah, I stay put.
but I will be behind him, not in front of him or side of him. Over his shoulder.
All right.
Yeah, definitely walk up. No hesitation. I did nothing wrong, so.
I have my
hello.
notepad out.
Sir?
You have a funny way of acquiring tools to help, rebuild Tazco.
I'm so very happy to help rebuild. I do whatever I can.
You're gonna be on every single work detail that we have need for you. That
see.
arm makes you a valuable asset here.
It does. I'm sorry to hear about the couple others that may have not been as valuable somewhere nearby. They may have blamed somebody I heard about.
He immediately shuts you down and just says, "That's enough. We don't need to hear any backstory for it."
Of course, no problems at all. And just give a big grin.
And if you slip up just one time, it'll be the last time.
I'm sure.
Get out of my sight.
Morning, Ingman.
Hello.
I just leave.
Hello, Pliers. Have a good
Hello.
sleep.
Great sleep. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? Did you sleep well?
Are you making sure that the representatives are taken care of?
Yes. Have a heart, Ingman. Things are fine.
Ingman pales a little bit more.
Everything will be fine. Doodles. And I walk behind Leaf.
So I know Pippin didn't get to hear that, but that was savage. All right.
Brutal.
All right, so the party is now in the town square. You can see people are filing in behind corpsemen asking to be added to specific work details. What do you do?
Did Ingman have a new assignment for you, Leaf?
Oh, yes, he said I'll be doing everything, I think.
Oh, well, that's not optimal. Must
No.
be that arm of yours.
He's very upset, I think.
Doesn't that mean that you're essential? Isn't that good to be essential? You get lots of use. Yes?
Yes.
That is a very positive way to look at something pretty terrible.
It's part
it
of
is
my
very
job.
terrible. Yeah.
Yes.
No, look at it like this. It's better to be useful than not useful. I've seen nothing, actually. Uselessness.
You've seen? What have you...
Well, let's just say that being useless is not profitable.
No. No, in fact, I think if you're useless, you're a trash. And no one wants to be trash. That gets thrown
Yeah.
out.
No one wants a heartless person around. So, anyway, keep being useful.
I think that we can concur on.
Have you, Grizz or Pliers, have either of you told anyone about what you saw last night?
No.
I would say absolutely hell no. I have not done that at all. No.
I think Grizz would wait to feel a little bit more comfortable with these new people. Like they've just met them. She's still kind of cautious, understanding that there are extremely high stakes in this situation.
Yeah. Same. When a cassette tells me not to say shit, I will not say anything. But I will hint at little things to threaten people.
All
I'm
right.
not very strong physically. Why not? Use my brain.
So where does
Well, I still have one.
where does the party go next?
to work.
I mean,
Go to work.
they did mention the orchard, and that is kind of my dealie. And Ingman was pretty specific on me making sure I'm part of work details, so it might be in my best interest to listen. For
Leaf?
now.
Did Ingman say something quite weird about the orchard? I thought I heard the word cult, but I might have been.
Cult. It's cult. It's the harvested the fruits
Ah,
for the wines.
precisely.
And the
Okay.
alcohols. Yes.
Yeah, sometimes, my ears in the lab, things just go awry.
Right.
I
no,
mishear
there's.
things.
There aren't too many people that worship the trees.
Cults are still dangerous,
Oh,
even in this time. Watch out for cults. Let's go get our supplies and let's get ready for our new assignments.
Well, I will be observing your work and seeing how well that arm works for you. And if I see that there's improvements to be made with consent, I will talk it over with you. If not, make sure you pick a place that has nice shade. You see, I'm allergic to sunlight.
We'll keep that in mind, Pliers.
Great.
Pliers, I'm gonna ask you to make me a detect check. I can roll it for you on this side.
Please do.
So, you're adjusting your goggles. It is bright outside, crisp
Yes, it is.
light. We're going to make you a detect check, and because your skill in detect is listed as proficient, the way that Issliss works is we operate on a 3d6 system. Characters are proficient in a skill or improficient in a skill, and if you are asked to make a check in a skill you are proficient in, then you get to roll 3d6. If you are improficient, you can still make the roll, but you have to do it with 2d6. Now you have what looks to be a 1 in detect plus your observation vector here, which is 3, bringing you to a total of plus 4. That means that when you roll your 3d6, you get plus 4.
Oh,
Yeah, for the check.
works.
So we'll roll you a 3d6. 8, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, alright. Well, it seems like you have just passed your roll.
Oh,
You
goodness.
notice through your goggles that a group of corpsemen are bringing a number of supplies, shovels and axes and wheelbarrows. They're bringing them to the south, towards what looks to be the road to the wall.
supplies to the south road to the wall. Okay, got it. I said that. I said that lowly to us. I'm in dire need of supplies. Aren't we all?
You're hoping to steal them from the corpse?
Stealing is a very harsh word, you know. I procure, observe. You know, supplies tend to have malfunctions. A pickaxe may not be picking its axe, so to speak. If you get my drift.
I don't, but
It's okay. It takes a little bit more left of the brain, but it's okay. Creativity is what we'll work on.
all right.
I don't see any problem keeping up with inventory.
Yeah. So, we need to procure, inspect, because if those tools are not working efficiently, that makes us useless. So, you know what I mean?
Well, Pliers, you do seem to be the expert. And you did seem to come in at the same time the cassette arrived. And your clothes. They're very nice. They might listen to you more than they would us.
I don't know if you heard. It's more of we listen to them. There's no other.
But that makes you, at least around here, a much higher rank than a position that I would hold.
Yeah.
You'll talk to Ingman with no issue whatsoever.
Oh yes, well, Ingman, Smingman, you know, it's sometimes we have rough nights, and things happen. You know, sometimes you lose things very important to you that you can't live without. And if that happens, yeah, let's just say I don't want to be in their position. But those supplies, I may be able to, well, I'm not really good at lying.
We can work on that.
I might
Let's
be
go,
able to be of
everyone.
assistance.
Oh,
Please.
wonderful. I was waiting. This is why I was staring at you with my ocular vision, trying to know if you had a skill in that deception department, and this is grandeur. So, what I will do is, I will show you the way. We'll look for a, hole in their patrol, so to speak, and, I will inspect said tools, and those tools will be looking kind of shoddy. And after that, your loveliness can come into play.
I might not even need all of that. I'm a runner, you see. So for me to go and move things to the next location, and for a couple of things to fall off the back of the truck, so to speak, I don't know if that's maybe something I might be able to help with. I was thinking of going to Ingman and asking what he might need.
I like it.
That's what Grizz is going to do. Grizz hears that the team needs some kind of like bolstering of support, and I think they kind of just like sashay over to Ingman or whoever in this area looks the most in charge, straightens her shoulders, and kind of levels her gaze with a very sympathetic and soft smile. Could you tell me what might need to be run over to the Grove? I heard that their people are trying to help out in the orchard, and I'd like to be of assistance.
Did you clear it with the board?
The board has sent me here to do this job. I arrived with the Cassat yesterday. I don't know if you saw me in the hall.
You mean to tell me that the board sent you here to be a runner?
I suppose so. That is my job, and that is now why I'm here, yes?
We don't have anything to be run over there just yet.
Okay, well, I can oversee the other people who are doing the movement of the shipments, if you'd like. I'm
Yeah.
very good at diplomacy and inspiring people.
I think I'm gonna have to ask you to make a roll here. Let's see. You can use your persuasion of human skill, which you are proficient in. You also have what amounts to a +9 in this skill.
Yes.
I didn't realize you had a +9 here.
All right. Checked my
Thank
character
God you
sheet
did it.
before you click
I
it.
just want Grizz to get whatever they want.
All right, this
here
is
for it.
this is Ingman, so he's not going to be swayed easily. I'm going to make the check a 15. You have to beat a 15 in order to successfully convince Ingman of this.
May I step in and say my little threat earlier? Did that assist?
Let's see. Are you able to assist here? Let's take a look. So since you, Pliers, have another proficiency in human persuasion, since you're also skilled in this, you can offer assistance. That's a 4d6.
Amazing. So I will say, while our wonderful runner was running over there, I slipped a note. All the notes I was taking, slipped it in their hand. So they had some kind of way, if the persuasion didn't go well, they had some notes on Ingman. Maybe showing that Ingman wasn't, he was slouching and not showing confidence. And this has been talk around the camp, which means if the leader is not being looked at seriously, things could happen. Riots can come out. And if that happens, well, we know what happens then. Don't
true.
we?
Fantastic. Okay, here we go. Here's your 4d6 roll. You have to beat a 15. Oh my god. Yeah, just absolutely obliterate it. Ingman looks at you, Grizz, and then looks a little past you towards Pliers and just says, "Yeah, that's fine. Help the boys to the south, and don't tell anyone if you don't. Just keep it quiet."
Oh, yes, I'm very efficient at keeping secrets. Thank you so much. Please let me know if there's anything I might be able to do for you in future.
You might be buddy with the board, but you're in Arcadia Farms now.
And you're threatening me, or?
No. Not at all.
Good. I should hope not. I was hoping we might be friends. I could be very useful to you if you allow it.
Ingrid is utterly skeptical, and you can read it easily on his face.
She's coming on strong. Like, she takes a step toward him when she asks if he's threatening her. She's not, like, they're not a very large person, but they exude a wide kind of area of
because you
influence and
absolutely
vibe.
crushed the role. I'll say that, yeah, Ingman is a little bit intimidated, but is still very skeptical and just says, yeah, that's fine. Go, just get out of here. Go help the runners.
She does like a slight curtsy, nothing like she would do in front of the Kassat.
Pick up some supplies from the loading dock at the corporate development office, and then send that down to the south wall.
Oh, yes. Good. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Ingman turns on his heel and walks away.
So, I can pick up some things from the docks and get them over there, and I'm also allowed to oversee the people who have the supplies.
Well, that was efficient.
Yes.
Most impressive.
Thank you.
All right, so the party makes their way over to the loading dock at the corporate development office.
Yeah, I was going to say, potentially I might slip away while they're doing that. Not to do the whole split the party thing, but mostly they're going for some very nice supplies that it probably can't have too many of them taken without it being noticed. But this whole area is pretty run down. Definitely not like on the brochure that was made by the person wishing to see what was on the brochure.
You see this? It's totally not. There were supposed to be fountains here. It's
There was never a fountain, but that's okay.
Well,
But I'd like to maybe look around, potentially go in some alleyways and things and see if some potential supplies could be scavenged. Things that won't be missed and won't cause any suspicion, because I may have already drawn enough to myself.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's do that. So in Issliss 3d6, our 3d6 dice system called Vectors, we have a method for scavenging. When players craft in Issliss, you craft with supplies, generic, like general supplies, and you can get these supplies from lots of different places. You can buy them, you can find them. There are a number of checks you have to go through in order to get them, these supplies. So let's take a look here. You have about 30 minutes or so. I would say you get maybe about that much time to just skitter around town and see if you can find anything. This is a let's take a look at your sheet here. This is a bushcraft skill.
Is it bushcraft or detect?
No, it'll be bush. Well, now I'm second guessing myself.
Supplies. Yes, check to search for supplies is
It is detect. You're right. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, detect.
No,
You're
don't
right.
apologize. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be using
They're
your
both good for me, so I don't really mind. But I just wanted to.
Leifson is of the Order of the Hound, which is like a sort of like the Issliss equivalent of like a detective or like a bounty hunter type of class. So you come equipped with a pretty high detect skill. You are proficient in this skill, and you have a +6 to your roll. I'm going to make we just make a check for you without like a number value, and then whatever you come up with is what you get for supplies.
Exactly, yes.
So, let's make your roll right now. That'll be a 3d6 roll. And you get 11 plus 6, that's 17. According to our table here, that is a common supply. So while you're picking through all of the little bits and pieces of broken down rubble and garbage, you happen to come across something. What do you come across, Lee?
Oh, I've been looking for after the blood crabs and seeing our dear acquaintance, Bloody, have a new hole in their person. I'd like to avoid that. So I was actually looking for, which is probably hard to come by, but some metal plating. Doesn't have to be too high quality, but something that it might be able to be fashioned in a way that I could maybe plate it in myself for protection.
All right, sure. So you find a big metal plate. It's like sharp on all edges. You're trying really hard not to cut yourself. You don't really quite know what kind of metal it is because it's a little rusty, but it's there.
Great.
So everyone is together now, back at the corporate development office, carrying some supplies.
Mm-hmm.
You find at the loading dock of the corporate development office, you find some chests. They're locked and heavy, and you see some corpsemen unloading them onto some wheelbarrows, and they're bringing them down to the south.
Excuse me. I can take one of those. I'm a runner. I was sent by Ingman.
We're not allowed to talk to anyone, miss.
Oh, don't. Just hand it over. Thank you. I think I just kind of put my hands on one of the next carts that they're not touching and just start to wheel it.
Because you crushed that roll with Ingman earlier, the corpseman looks up at the window and catches Ingman's eye at the second floor, and Ingman just kind of like does a curt little nod. And the corpseman just raises up his hands, is like, fine, that's fine. I'm not losing my job today.
Excuse me. And edges around him to join the team again.
Okay, so you all have a two wheelbarrows split between you, one with Grizz and Leaf, and the other one with Pippet and Pliers. Which one of you is carrying the wheelbarrow?
Oh, I'm delicate hands. I can't. So
I
guess me and Pippet are looking at each other like.
Yeah, not me. No.
Leaf walks forward, clearly bulkier than the rest. Well, wiry, I should say. And tentacle arm kind of grabs it on one side and is just
You do have tentacles.
Yeah, Leaf, with your tentacle arm, you're able to just carry the chest. You don't even need a wheelbarrow. You can just
All right,
hold it. Yep. And then, so you guys only need the one wheelbarrow. And I guess it's Grizz.
Yes, Grizz is probably struggling a little bit, but trying to make it look like they're not.
I assist.
I'll help you.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
No. I'm verbally helping, but you can do the physical.
Got it. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. You're doing great. Perfect. Watch that bump. Go. Here it is.
You notice the line of corpsemen bringing these wheelbarrows down to the south, and where do you go? Do you follow them?
Do we still have the empty wheelbarrow with us?
No.
Oh. Well, I'm walking behind everyone,
Okay.
making sure that I see if anything suspicious. And I'm looking for escape routes.
Okay.
For new work assignments, it all seems so elusive. I guess we should head to the orchard, or the orchard.
Is that where these were going?
I believe
chest.
so.
No, the orchard is up to the north. You guys are going south with these things, following the corpsemen. This was probably an assignment that Ingman wasn't telling the crowd at large.
Precisely.
Oh, I have an idea. Okay, you leave with your tentacles and that lovely thing. You can go procure that. I'm supposed to observe stuff, so I will go down this way. Pivot, come with me. I need brains with me. Not
Wait,
seeing it.
where am I? I'm going. I'm bringing this where I'm supposed to.
The corpseman overhears you and just says, "Follow the other corpseman. What are you doing?"
Oh, thank you.
This way, Leaf. I'll escort you there. Let's just
Very
head
good.
out.
If Grizz needs help, I will assist, but otherwise I'll be in conversation with Pliers, observing.
Yes, observe. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna observe and see what the heck is really going on here. I
All right, so
smell something on the horizon, and it's not honesty, and it's not us. We're not honest.
Absolutely.
I mean, we are honest.
the players make their way through the Tazco Corporate Exclusion Zone, a corner of Arcadia Farms, a massive company town, like a big complex surrounded by a wall. Arcadia Farms is broken up into several of these corporate exclusion zones. This is Tazco's, and Tazco's is infamous for being the least cared for. It's derelict. The buildings are falling down. Some of them are held together only by little strings of shimmering filament. You can only assume it's cassette filament. And as you do so, the buildings get narrower and narrower. You find yourself coming up to the side of the wall. The corpsemen are unloading all of these crates down an alleyway. And you hear one of the corpsemen just to themselves, all right, it's time for a break. Let's get out of here. They point to you. You can see one of them like jut their finger out and like, they got it. And the corpsemen just kind of head off to go probably to Pedalson's or somewhere. Since you were also actively detecting liars, I'm gonna have you make another detect roll. This one's a little bit more stringent. There's a system in Issliss, a 3d6 system, where players can make rolls using 3d6 dice if they are proficient in that skill. Since Pliers is proficient in detect and has a +4 to the total, Pliers gets to roll a 3d6.
Oh, yeah.
And so your roll here is 13 plus 4, that's 17. Yeah, easily crushed it. Pliers, you notice that there's no hole in the wall the way that you thought there might be. Instead, you notice that there's what appears to be a trap door. It's covered in stone to make it look like a part of the street, but you can see the seams, and you notice it plainly.
Yep. As I suspected. Just my drawing on a brochure. Trap door. Not supposed. Okay. All right. I have a plan. I have plans. Things are not what they seem here. I'm pretty sure everyone picked that up, right? Yes, you did. Even you, Leaf.
What?
Exactly. Pippet, if you can translate. So, predicament that we're in right now, there was supposed to be a hole here, and you see in the brochure?
Yes.
Great. Mind the erase marks. Now it's a trap door. That's what we have here. Now, my plan originally was to gain the absolute trust of the Kasat by fixing this place up to make it more profitable, if you know what I mean. We take the supplies and put it where it needs to go, not where Igman's lost mind is, but this has piqued my interest. Muscle.
This is very interesting.
Muscle.
I think they're talking to you, Leaf.
Oh, I see. You can tell Leaf definitely was listening and understanding and ignoring.
Absolutely.
Hard of hearing. Okay, so, that right there, if you could, please, with your tentacles.
I set down the crate.
Efficient?
Okay, all right, and then I just open up the trap door.
Okay. You notice the hole down below this trapdoor has some stairs, but they look fresh. They're pretty new, and they're definitely not very well used. It's dark down there.
What is this?
I was hoping you could tell me, Pip.
I feel that Ingmund is probably under a lot of pressure recently. We saw his very ghastly face this morning, and Leaf, I don't know if you've noticed, but some of the people who used to run around here are missing. I think we've had a shift in the power structure here. And now Ingmund's desperate to fill in the gap. I wonder what they're up to.
Yes, nothing probably good after we saw what was in the mines.
Absolutely. Actually, I never asked you about the mines.
Oh.
Not fully, anyway. I know we lost someone, but what else did you see?
I look around to see if anyone's listening in on us.
Grizz is
I'm
doing the
taking
exact
notes.
same.
You don't appear to see anyone near you.
All right.
I
Well,
turn back to Pliers and Grizz, and I say, do not share this information with anyone else. I
No.
barely know the story myself, but something was going down in the mines. And it didn't seem pleasant, but
no. I know what happened. They told me. The dying one. There were 2 corpsemen there. They were sent by Ingmund to go in. They were planning on setting fire to the mines using the biological outbreak as a cover. And they wanted to set fire to it, say the supplies were lost. I pat my arm. And then claim them for themselves, possibly to sell them or something. It looked like, yes, they were trying to steal from the company, but all hush-hush like. But because it failed, it's probably why Ingmund is so mad at me. He can't say anything, because then it would be he knew what was in the supplies and trying to take them. But he's also pissed and will probably try to find an accident for me if I'm not careful.
Oh, so
no.
he's not a complete idiot then. He had at least some sense to try and take things, just not well.
Yeah, it's the bloat crabs in there kind of destroyed and eviscerated the other corpse that he sent in ahead of time.
Suddenly, Pliers, you begin to hear talking getting closer.
Oh. Cover it up quickly.
Oh, all right. I shut
We're
it
on our
again
trail.
and put the crate on top of it.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Sister Tales here. The buildings around here could use some sprucing up, Pip. It can be really harmful to people's biology here. And if we lose more people, then the production levels are dropped. And if production levels are dropped, then, well, we'll have to answer to the upper council for that. And we don't want that at all.
The
'cause-
talking fades.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, okay. Pick up the crate again, set it down, open the trapdoor.
You can keep it closed for now.
Oh, shut the trapdoor, put the crate back on top of it.
Very good.
Is the party going to go back to real work and do the allotted assignment, or what now?
I think we'll get a little bit further in our expedition, I should say, if we finish at least one job. Make it look like we're doing what we're supposed to, and then double back and investigate.
we'll note this for now.
Pip and Leaf,
Yes.
I have an idea. Well, it requires Ingmund. We need to keep them in power. Because right now, they're weak. We can use it to our advantage. If we make this area, Arcadia Farms, according to the brochure that I made, this place is not top shape at all.
Oh, no.
It's pretty
If
low
there was a
barrel.
place, yeah, and if there was a place to go up in flames, this would be first. So why don't we make it somewhere that is very looked at? Gain the trust of the Cassats, use Ingmund as our pawn. Once we gain trust, then we can really find out what's going on. use it to our advantage.
I can appreciate such a plan.
Indeed.
So you want me to go do some labor to show that I'm a good little worker bee?
Yes, exactly.
Don't worry. You won't be doing it alone.
No.
You're going to join me with the cult, eh?
Yes, I'm not quite sure of my assignment yet, but wherever I'm most needed.
You're joining a cult?
No cult, it's a plant. It's the
Oh.
sorbitol. Anyway, okay. Well, it's kind of the main crop of this entire area.
Okay. I think it's official to call us a team now. Usefulness is all around the board, don't you think?
Yes, quite so. I'm excited, but also a little nervous. Traveling in groups tends to mean more eyes.
We don't have to do that all the time, Griggs. Your specialty is subterfuge scenes.
Yes, I should say so. And please know, the secret keeping works both ways. It's not just for the Kassat, and it won't always be for the Kassat.
From around the corner, you can hear in the distance Ingman's voice, but rapid and angry. You believe he may be talking to another corpseman. As you hear Ingman say, "Where did you say you saw him? Is there anybody else around? Well, go find him and finish him. I'm sick of dealing with these people. If you find them, end them." You hear footsteps slowly around various alleyways around you. At any moment, a corpseman could come around the corner.
Well, I signal to the party, like disperse, hide.
Oh, yes.
Very well.
The only hiding place in this entire alleyway is the trapdoor.
Of course it is. Let's go.
I pick up the crate, set it on the side, open up the trap door, and motion you all to go in.
Make sure you bring the crate.
I tell Leaf to put the crate in front of it, not on top of it, just in front of the trapdoor.
How big is it? Would it go down the trap door?
Crate?
Yes.
Yeah, you could probably fit it down the trapdoor.
All right, I'll bring it with me then, but
We have
let them
two
go down
crates, right?
first.
No, we have a wheelbarrow. Leave the wheelbarrow there.
Yes.
They'll know we're coming. That's very obvious that we would be down here if we leave
Yes.
the evidence. Go down there. I'll take care of it. Go
Voices are getting louder.
Now you run down.
We
Oh
go
yeah,
down.
out.
I definitely do like a quick. How close do they sound?
Very close. At any
Very
moment.
close. All right. I pick up. I kind of push the crate down behind them, hoping they get out of the way. I grab the wheelbarrow and take it down with me, and then shut the trap door behind me.
Fantastic. We'll be back after this very short break with the second half of Issliss episode 5. Be sure to, in the meantime, to check out our Kickstarter where we're raising money for the full book, and also find us on YouTube and Twitch for all of our past VODs and podcasts everywhere podcasts are found. Check out fablescraps.com for a quick play guide so that you can play Issliss at home, and be sure to check out the merch store, merch.fablescraps.com, for some sweet merch. We'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. Hello, and welcome back to Issliss Season 1. My name is Veronica Ripley, I'm the creator of Issliss, and I'm very happy to have you here. Please be sure to check us out on Kickstarter if you like the show. We're raising money to complete the full book for Issliss, but if you want to play Issliss at home, you can do so right now by just going to fablescraps.com, signing up for the newsletter. You'll get yourself a free quick play guide. It's got beautiful artwork, it's got lots of lore, and it's even got some pre-generated characters and a little encounter for you guys to play Issliss at your own table. So Big thank you to all of our supporters on Kickstarter. And if you like the show, be sure to check us out on our live show here at Twitch every Friday at noon Pacific. You can also find us on YouTube and everywhere podcasts are consumed. Where we last left the party, they had just entered the trapdoor. It is dark. You can feel a draft. I know that Pliers has a light. You have that on, I'm sure. Does anyone else?
Yeah.
Does anyone else light anything? I know, Leaf. Do you have a torch, right?
Yeah, I had that the cook set, so I had the tiny little
Oh right.
like lighter, more the equivalent, more or less.
All right. Do you have that thing lit?
Yeah, I pulled that out. I would be potentially though. Now that we're here and doors shut, I don't like what I heard. Is it pot? Do I have enough time to quickly like slap some of this metal together and like put it on my body?
At the moment, no, not really.
Totally fair.
Maybe in a little while. These are
Yes.
pretty heated right now.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking it, but yeah, I had
It
a
would be
feeling
kind
no.
of loud too, and it might give you guys away. Do you proceed down the tunnel?
I think so. Did everyone get out of the way as I'm walking down, like holding this wheelbarrow up off of the stairs so it doesn't clink, clink,
You
clink,
brought
clink?
the whole wheelbarrow down.
Oh yes.
Oh.
I didn't want it to be as evidence.
I tell Leaf to just flip it over, top side down, and just steady it onto the stairs, and we'll leave it there.
Oh, all right. Just kind of stated. I'm assuming the crate is now at the bottom of the stairs. Since I just...
All right. Well, the stairs.
I don't know what strange place we've stumbled into, but
The
everyone's
stairs
light
here,
should go first. Yes.
they go down quite a ways, so it's like a whole flight of stairs. You feel like you're maybe a story or two down below the surface, and the tunnel is fairly wide. It's wide enough for maybe two of you across, and the end of the tunnel is nowhere in sight. Your lights can't reach the end.
Oh my.
Well,
Do we hear anything?
No.
Okay. At least we know no one else is down here. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't do well on the talk.
oh. Well, we should see what supplies are in this crate before we can't go the other way. Might as well go forward.
I think the crate is down there.
Yes, I may have shoved it down. I'm glad none of you got hit by it.
That's
There
what
was
that
a-
was. That breast my leg. Okay.
Yes.
We should put one light in the front and one in the back.
Yes.
I immediately start walking in front.
That's a good idea.
Very good.
All right.
I'll be behind Leaf, and I'll just be positioning the light to like help light the way a little bit.
Sure. And as the party continues down this tunnel, you have this sensation that the air, what you expected to be very like sour and like very stuffy, is actually not. You can feel like you can smell the outside.
Very fresh down here.
Yes. In proximity to things, now that I'm thinking about it, does this seem like we're heading under the wall? In that direction, at least?
Yeah.
And I'll roll for it as I need
No,
to,
I
of
don't
course.
think you need to. You were at the wall before, and you know where these steps to the direction went. You are absolutely heading in the direction away from the wall. Yeah, outside.
This might be a smuggling tunnel. It's going under the wall and out, maybe. That might be why you didn't want us to know about it.
Oh, smuggling
Which-
supplies.
Which would be why they'd be stealing supplies, steal them, sell them, because you only get vouchers here, but... Might be able to get some cents or gains that way.
Most curious.
Finally, after some time, you find your way to what appears to be a flat wall. but you can see some light from around the edges of the side, like the side of the wall, like as if there was some sort of seam.
Is this where the crate has landed after
No,
the...
the crate was way back there. I just assumed you picked it up along the way.
Oh, okay, then yes, I'm carrying it. Okay, that's a good assumption, because I wouldn't have left it. I wanted to see what's in it. All right, thank you. Just walk past it. Well, goodbye.
That almost killed me.
Leaf, the one who brought the wheelbarrow downstairs, isn't gonna leave the crate behind.
I don't like assuming, but I wanted to check nonetheless.
Sure. Yeah, you have that thing with you.
Well, then I would pry it open, because I do want to see what's in it before we go through. Oh,
okay,
yes.
Sure. It's very locked. You can roll to open it for sure.
Yes. What would the roll be for that
Well,
one?
let's take a little look here. So you, Issliss uses a 3d6 system. We're taking a look at Leaf's character sheet now, and it looks like Leaf has is not proficient in might, but has a +1. This would be a might check to break this box open.
And I've got I have that might specifically from my arm, my new arm.
That's right. Yeah, you got a point in might because of your new arm. Actually, is it 1 point of might or 2 points for your arm?
You had mentioned 1, and
Okay.
-1 to human persuasion.
Okay, sure. Let's, so because Leaf is not proficient in the might skill, Leaf will only roll a 2d6 instead of a 3d6. We'll say the check to break open this box and not destroy the supplies. We'll call that a 12. You'll have to beat a 12 in order to do that, unless anyone else is trained in might and wants to help.
Not my specialty.
All right. So do you want to make that roll?
Yes. I
All
mean,
right.
why not? We've got it here. If take the risk, might as well.
All right. So you make a 2d6. You'll have to beat a 12, and that's 5 plus 5. That's a 10. You try really hard to break open this box with your tentacles, but they're still pretty new and they're still a little unwieldy. And while it is trivial for you to break open the box, you have also, unfortunately, broken all of the things inside of it.
Oh, brute.
Well, that was a pretty bad lock.
Oh no, most unfortunate.
So it's not open either. It's just everything is out. You just hear the sounds of things breaking inside of
It's
it.
open. It's just broken glass and like broken cookware.
Could I
and-
examine what this stuff was?
Sure, yeah. I won't need to even make a roll. It's just bits and pieces of broken glass and a little bit of hardware, like broken hardware, some little bits and
Okay.
scraps of metal.
Okay, if there's anything salvageable from that, I will pick it up. But
Yeah, I'll say you get one worthless supply from that.
excellent. I pick it up.
Okay.
Nothing terribly useful for us even if it wasn't broken, it looks like.
Go ahead and add that worthless supply to your character sheet on the right side.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I was like, I have 2 now. Yay.
All right. Turning our players into hoarders. So, you find your way to the end of this tunnel. There is light, and you can feel a little breeze coming in from what seem to be seams on the outside of the wall here. What does the party do?
I will observe. That's what I do.
Sure.
Does anything smell like familiar? Not just with like the outside smells, but like what's around?
Other than the fact that it smells like outside, then no. But you
Okay.
can make me a detect check if you like. We'll say it's a 10.
I want to do it.
Okay. Does anyone else want to help?
I do.
Oh yes, I can
I
help.
can help. I have light, so I'm gonna shine.
I'm proficient in it, so.
Yeah, I think
Same.
Same.
all of
same.
the rest of you are proficient in detect, but
Not
Chelsea's the
me.
one who wanted to look.
I want to see.
All right, so one of you can help. This will bring this roll up to a 3d6.
Whoever has the highest.
And we'll call it a 10. So, and Chelsea, your detect gives you a +5, so you just have to beat a 10. 3d6, that's a 12. Yeah, you crushed it.
Yes!
So
Thanks, guys.
You see some boot prints down below, and it looks like they lead just straight on.
I think they've been down here. I'm not sure how often, but
Oh.
let's move forward.
If Well, I'll use my Bloodhound ability now that I know there are boot prints here that have
Sure.
been detected,
What
which
is
is
your-
odd.
What does your Bloodhound ability do?
Automatically know where a target has recently been, where they are going, and a rough idea of what they were doing if you find evidence of the presence.
Leaf is a hound, which is roughly the Issliss equivalent of like a detective, right? So Leaf is trained in tracking down lots of things, particularly humans. This ability tells you, without a roll, the Leaf, that this person in these boot prints was of smaller stature. They were leaving this place in a hurry, and you know that they don't look like corpseman footprints. They look like some other type of footprints, not corpseman. You know what corpseman boot prints look like. These are different.
An odd question, but even though corpseman could wear other boots, does the stature and gait potentially match someone like Ingman?
No.
No. Okay, that's good to know. All right. So you would see Leaf like kind of crouch down on the ground and start looking around at these boot prints and seeing the direction and get back up and is going away from these. Not a corpseman, perhaps the smuggler they work with, or maybe a fence, or someone else.
Most peculiar. The only way we'll know is if we go through.
Sounds good
Yes.
to me.
Lead the way.
Is there a way to obscure our footprints in case someone comes after us?
Oh, I could do that, yes.
Okay. Leaf, a man of many, many skills.
Do you have an ability for that, Leaf?
Would that be, I'm not actually, that would probably be concealment, so I'm not proficient in it, I'd assume.
Yeah, you're not proficient in concealment, no. Concealment as a skill really refers more to concealing items about your person, like smuggling would. It's not
So
necessarily.
would that be stock then?
I think it's
Or
hard-
bushcraft?
I think it would have to be a bushcraft check. I think that
Really?
would be something you would do with bushcraft. Just
Sure.
because
No, that makes
it would
sense.
make sense for somebody who's good at bushcraft to know that. But I think you could also do that with a stock check too. So I'll let you pick.
Well, it's flavor. I think I like bushcraft. It's the same exact number, no matter what. So,
Okay, sure.
I think flavor makes sense. I would probably actually like pull out maybe like a small brush that I'd have and begin to like brush away footprints from us and like kind of conceal them. I'd go back the way we came and
Sure.
start doing that, moving back toward us.
Okay, sure. So because Leaf has a proficiency in bushcraft, this will be a 3d6 roll. Leaf has a +5 to a 3d6 roll. I will say the check for this, since you're pretty experienced at this, is just going to be 12. So the 3d6 roll ends up 13 plus 5. Yeah, you crushed it. So you end up brushing away these boot prints easily. So now there's no evidence of anyone behind you.
Minus the wheelbarrow, of course,
Well,
but
yeah.
that's right at the entrance. They could think many different things if there are no boot prints.
Yeah.
Hopefully they fall over it.
That would be nice.
Could happen.
So is this a door? And I just kind of start to push on the seam.
As you push on it, it gives away easily, as if on a hinge. The door opens, and suddenly you find yourself blinded by some bright light. You hear the buzzing of insects. You hear the bleating of animals. In the distance, you can see a prairie almost, with a lot of rushes and things indicative of like a swamp. It's hot. It appears to be like midday now. The air, while crisp in the morning, is quickly turning humid.
Where is this? What is this place?
It's beautiful.
I study the plants. What do they look like?
Sure. Yeah. Since you're studying the plants, we'll call this a biology, or this would be a botany check. This is literally the definition of botany check. You're
That's
not
true.
proficient in botany, but you have a
I'm
+3 to
not.
the roll.
But I do want to do it anyway.
I don't think anyone is proficient in botany, so yeah,
Nope.
it's just you. You're looking down at the plants and you're trying real hard to figure out what these things are. We'll call this an easy roll since you're very familiar with what's going on here. We'll call it an 8. Just pass an 8. With a 2d6. That's an 8. Just barely made it.
Wow.
+3, you're fine. You crushed it. The plants here are so unique that you know this has to be a preserve.
I think we've stumbled upon quite the experiment, everyone.
I start collecting samples. I can't help myself.
Allergies? Okay. All right.
Since you beat that roll, I'm gonna go ahead and give you 1 petty supply for the collecting of things.
Thank you.
I start moving deeper. Y'all just see me slowly walking in forward, and I'm just like,
Wow. What manner of specimen is this?
and I just take out I get my glasses on, and I'm just picking pieces and storing them away.
Myers was
Grizz
having a
is-
full conversation with Pip, but didn't realize they were gone, so he's still talking.
Grizz is looking around, seeing Pipit move forward and kind of start like diving into this area,
Sure.
and tries to see if there are any animals or people that
Oh.
could be watching or approaching.
Excellent. Yeah. Good. Very good. You, Grizz, have a skill in detect, so I'll go ahead and make the roll for you here. We'll say it's a 10 to beat. That's a 13. Yeah, you're good. You notice in the distance, you can see a lot of things here since it's a pretty open space. Behind you appears to be just the sort of the entrance to like a little hill almost. It's covered with grass on the outside, but in front of you, it appears that in this prairie you can see some fairies in the distance fluttering wildly. You can see a Doska hopping up out of the grassland trying to bat at them. You can also notice what appears to be a small mound of person a little ways away.
Careful now. I don't know if we're being watched or if they're just minding their own, but someone is over there. Do you see them?
You mean a person?
I think so. They look quite squat, hunched maybe.
Before
Would I be able to tell from this distance?
Yeah, you're trained in biology. This is not a comfortable position for some person to be in for a long period of time. You don't suspect that they're a threat. In fact, you suspect they might be unconscious.
Oh. I don't think. Wait a minute.
And I'll go and slowly walk over there and observe,
Sure.
up
You-
to approach them, literally.
Do you say anything?
Nothing. But
As
I
you-
look at them.
As you walk up, you notice your boots are kind of slurping in the mud. It's a little wetter here, and you're noticing more and more that you're walking towards a swamp. A slough.
Are they... Where are they? Like, do they look like their body's kind of sinking in as well?
Sort of, not really. They're just covered in mud. But as you get closer, you notice that they are very, very dead. They're covered in blood. They appear to be a shorter woman, and they have like bits and pieces and chunks like torn out of their body. There's like a part of the head and scalp missing.
Can I identify, like, how this person died?
With a biology check, most certainly.
Was it multiple? Was it one thing?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Your biology check is... So you're proficient in this skill. You have a +6. We'll call this a 12. And... Your roll is 10 plus 6, yeah, you crush this. You notice some rather large bites taken out of this person. They're pretty consistent with a large predator. There are also a lot of smaller, maybe scavenger bites taken out from places like the cheeks and the lips, but the large, mostly the worst injuries are just avulsion, just absolutely having been ripped off by a large predator.
Are they wearing clothes like ours?
Yes, yeah. They're wearing like worker clothes.
Yeah.
Would you like to search the person?
Yes.
Sure, easily. You find a letter congratulating this person on being a part of the consideration for last month. The consideration is a ritual that occurs at Arcadia Farms when the monthly lottery is done. The workers of this company town are given their lodging status for the month. If the workers don't meet their quotas, they get much worse accommodations. And if a person in that workforce decides to do so, they can ask for consideration. They're told that they can speak directly to a Kasat and ask, plead, beg for better accommodations. It's seen as very dishonorable.
Oh, so Pippet wouldn't have known that this is what consideration meant, correct?
That's right.
Pippet looks down at this letter, looks back at the body, remembers their friend from early on when they asked for consideration, and will turn back to the group, put a finger over their lips, and start going back that way. And I'll show them the letter if I reach them.
Sure.
What I would have been doing at this time is getting the crushed crate from inside, bringing it out, and then shutting the door behind us.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's all taken care of. Also, along this this outside portion out here, you notice that some things on the ground have been dropped by ostensibly by the person who died. Just in between the person and the door, you notice a sling on the ground. It's just a normal sling, just some kind of just piece of gut or ligament or something, specially knotted together to create a sling.
I'd definitely pick that up if I see it.
Sure. Do you keep it?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. Pippet, you also would have found another one of these on this person, along with the note.
The sling?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll
So-
pick that up as well.
Okay. Do you keep it?
Yes.
All right. Pippet, as you're walking back through the swamp, you begin to hear movement somewhere. You can't tell exactly where, but the thought, the feeling of something watching you is becoming overwhelming. I'm going to make a quick roll, a private roll, really quickly. Oh no. Pippet. Distracted by the beauty and the biology of this place, and enchanted by the sheer diversity and wonderful collection of plants and animals here, your thoughts aren't exactly where they need to be in order to see what lurks in the swamp. A western river king is a large 15-foot long creature. It is crocodilian in appearance. It has large frills on the back of its head, forming what looks to be a crown. The Western River King is the apex predator of this region of the Platelands. There are very few things here that would normally feed upon it. The only times it's normally an object of prey is when it's injured or sick. But this Western River King is neither. I'll need everyone to roll turn order. Let's take a look here. We'll do Chelsea first. Okay, Chelsea, that's a 5. Or sorry, 4.
Yep.
Dan, that's a 6. Oops. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Hang on. 6. Dan. Grizz. Candace, this is a 3. And Techniq, this is a 1.
Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way.
All right, and the opponent, the Western River King, is a 4. Appropriate, given that
Position, please.
given that Pippet also rolled a 4. This thing is gonna go straight for you.
Okay.
The rest of you are 1 zone away. Pippet, you are within attack range of this thing. You see it slowly at first, and the size of it throws you off. You're not used to seeing something that large looking directly at you with such a dead look in its eyes. There's no intelligence, there's no thought process, there's nothing behind the eyes of a Western River King other than death. Dan, you are first.
Yes. Oh, have I seen one of these before?
You've probably not, no.
Yeah. It's... Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I'm a zone away, but I do indeed now have a sling,
That's right.
which is very convenient. And, that's... How many zones can I, attack from with a ranged weapon?
That's a good question. I believe you can attack from 1 zone away.
Which I am from, so that works. And I'm proficient in ranged weapons, so that's very convenient.
Yes.
And I do have quick reload, so I assume I could easily grab a rock off the ground as that action, and then my major swing and attack, yes?
Absolutely, yes.
Wonderful. Well, I definitely do that going directly for the eyes. Because we need to not maybe get eaten alive.
Sure. Let's take a look here. Sorry, one moment. I'm still looking for movement. It's a new system for everyone, including myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to move.
Very good idea, I think.
Stress, survival needs, distance, and movement. Okay.
Oh, she's doing fine.
There are 4 ranges in Issliss. There is the immediate range, which is 5 feet or less. There's the close range, which is 10 to 25 feet. It's as far as a thrown weapon can go. There is the far range, which is the farthest a ranged weapon can go. And then there is too far. So the rest of the party is at a quote-unquote far range, the 3rd range. So ranged weapons will work here, but thrown weapons or like melee attacks cannot. The exception of Pippet, everyone is at a far range. Pippet, you are at an immediate range. So Leaf, your attack must beat the Western River King's defense. Your ranged weapon skill is this. You're proficient in ranged weapons, and you get a +5 to your roll, so it's a 3d6. Your attack, +5. Yeah, you hit.
Wonderful. Hit.
See, that's a 6, a 3, and a 2. What does your weapon deal? The sling? It deals the second lowest, right? Ranged weapons do?
Yeah, I believe you said it's the middle one.
Yeah, middle dice. So you deal 3 damage to the creature.
Very nice.
It rears back, angrier than anything, but doesn't appear to be mortally wounded by your sling.
No.
The next up is the Western River King. This creature, angry at having been smacked in the face by a rock, directs all of its ire at Pippin.
Sorry.
The Western River King uses an ability called Snapping Jaws. This ability rolls a might skill, and it takes the second highest die for damage, but if it hits, it automatically grapples the target with its mouth and cannot use Snapping Jaws until the grapple is broken. So the River King lunges toward you, Pippet, the smell of carcass emanating from its humongous mouth. And as it lunges, with its jaws wide open, it does... Oops, 1 second. So the total roll is 16, the second lowest is a 6. Oh, that's a terrible roll for you guys. Pivot, what is your defense?
My defense, it's 11.
Oh no. So, Pivot, you will take 6 points of damage. The Western River King closes its jaws around one of your limbs. Which one?
Preferably my left.
Your left leg? Closes its jaws around your left leg.
Take it.
Oh dear.
It is now your turn, Pippet. The creature is very angry. You can feel it starting to jerk its head backwards like it's taking you with it. You have the status now of being grappled. That means you have the access to 1 minor action and an escape grapple attempt.
That's what I figured. Now, Pippet is mostly used to they can knock down. I have a whole bunch of abilities dealing with poisons and things. Mm-hmm. But she's got a little strength to her. Now, I'm not sure exactly what skill would be required to break.
To break out of the grapple?
Yeah, to break the grapple. Is that a specific skill, or is that just a vector?
You get to pick a might, acrobatics, or chicanery skill to break out of a grapple.
Okay.
Are you trained in any of these?
I'm not trained in them. I'm not even trained in might. But because of my vigor, they at least have a decent plus. Am I not allowed to use them if I'm not trained in them?
No, you can use them for sure.
Okay. Then for me, I'd definitely go might, because that's way better than my acrobatics.
Okay, so you're going to go with a might check.
Yeah, it's the best I got.
Okay, so it'll be might versus might. It's your raw strength versus the Western River King.
And I'm not sure. So that's just a question for me. The order of these actions still matter. I know I have a minor.
Yeah, you do have before we make this check, we're going to give you a minor action, so you can do one thing that's not movement.
That's not, could I throw something?
Sure.
I want to try to sling mud in its eyes.
You want to try to sling
mud? Or
mud?
if it's already got me, could I rub mud in its eyes?
You could try. You could try. I don't think it would work very well. This thing lives in the mud, so it's
That's true. I'm trying to obscure its vision, or just or for my minor action.
Yeah.
Could I do a knowledge?
Sure. Yeah, you could do a knowledge.
I wanna, if there's something that I notice about its creature, and it's like biology, kind of like with the bloat crab, like, would I notice a weakness? Do I see anything on its person?
Sure. Yeah. We'll give you it'll be a biology check because you're pretty familiar with these things. Yeah. Here, let's take a look at your roll. That's a 15 for a knowledge biology check, but you're also trained in it, so you just absolutely crush it. You know for a fact that the nostrils and face have a lot of nerves on the Western River King, and these frills on the back of its head, kind of like gills, and so those are absolutely a weak point of this creature. If it had a weak point, it would be those big frills in the face.
I love that. The frills mostly, or the nose? You said it has a lot of nerves.
Yeah, like a lot of nerves in the
nose.
face and snoot.
Ooh, okay. So I'm assuming that knowledge check was my minor action.
Mm-hmm. And now
Okay,
you can
cool.
attempt to break the grapple.
Now we'll attempt. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Your 3d6 or 2d6 roll rather is a 9.
Is it? Oh yeah, I'm curious how this works. So does it have to roll 2, or is there just
it
like
rolls
a base
against
defense?
yours, yeah. So your roll is a 9, and the Western River King's roll is a 16.
Oh god. Oh, I thought my pluses would help me.
You
Okay.
are way in these jaws, dangerously so.
I'm not sure. Would I be able to yell
Yeah,
that
yeah,
information that I
sure.
learned?
Yeah.
Hit its nose!
Oh, she's like, ah!
All right. Next up is Candace. Grizz, what do you do?
I hear hit its nose. I don't have any weapons on me, but I do have dash. Can I get over there and jump on its back and try to like pull its like nostrils?
Yeah, you could take a movement for a, let's see, so you have dash. Explain dash to me really quickly.
So dash is my background ability,
Uh-huh.
and it says that that it's a minor action. I can move 2 zones of distance, and I get 1 stress.
Oh, okay, perfect. So you take 1 stress. I'll apply it to your character sheet. And you can move those 2. Does it say if it's a full action or a minor action? Major action?
Minor action.
So, it's a minor action. Wow, that's great. All right, yeah. So if you have a major action left, you could attack it if you'd like.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to use might hands, knowing that. Would you have said anything about the frills?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you know to go through the frills.
that's what I would probably do then. I'd probably dig my fingers into there
All
and
right.
just try to like
Sure.
irritate it to make it go away.
Because the knowledge check from Pippet was so good, we'll just say it's we'll give you proficiency in might for this turn.
Okay.
And you're not proficient in might, but we'll give you a 3d6 because of that knowledge check from Pippet.
Awesome.
That gives you a +2 for a 3d6. $16, 17, 18, yeah, that hits, and it hits for. So this is a melee attack, and something that you're not trained in. You'll take the lowest die for damage, but the lowest die here is a 4. Excellent roll. So the creature rears back. It can feel you from every direction, and it's starting to choke a little bit. It easily throws you away, but you can see now that there's some blood in the frills.
I think Grizz makes like a surprising like roar at it.
Yeah.
Because I have mimic, so I try to like make like
okay.
a really
Yeah, all
like
right, sure.
triumphant kind of like
Yeah.
roar.
You do this.
Yes.
That leaves Pliers. Frank.
Yes. Oh, well, she's not doing well. Not doing well at all. Muscle, do something.
And what I'll do is I'll look around like I have that thing somewhere in here, I'll pull out this pin-sized object. Well, it's not really a pin-sized, maybe a palm-sized object. It's a cylinder, and I'll be like, same thing to work, and it'll pop out and create like a cane with a cassette head on the end of it. And then I'll tap it on the ground, and it'll finally light up, and I'll say, help her, damn it! And I'll be talking to it, and I'll load a syringe, spring-loaded, small engine-filled syringe inside of the cane, and aim it at Pippet and say, left or right? Just like they do at the doctors.
Right.
Okay. And I'll aim up and I'll shoot. As I have field medic, I will shoot a medical syringe at Pippet. It's a major action since it's an ability.
All right. Yeah, sure. You managed to hit. Well, hang on. This was not the thing I expected whatsoever. We gotta think about this for a second. So yes, it's a ranged attack, but it's also against Pippet, who wants it. So we'll say,
You can just let it happen.
I'm a field medic. I mean, I don't know how else to do it.
I know what you're saying, and I let it happen. My will goes to 0. Whatever it's going against, I don't fight it.
We'll call it a ranged attack and take the second highest die, and that instead of damage, will apply health to Pippet.
Yeah.
So because you're trained in ranged attacks,
Yes.
the second highest die is a 5, and
Ooh.
we'll say that hits. Pippet, you get 5 health from that. I'm gonna say you also take a stress from that too.
I take a stress.
Oh, you take a stress.
No, I'm just asking. Who takes the stress?
Well, does it say you take a stress on your ability for field medic?
Let me see. I don't think so at all. Let me check. Order. I was going through my brochure here earlier. Let's see. Second.
No, there's no,
There's nothing. No negative. None. It just says it's a major action instead of a full action.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah, you don't take any stress, but Chelsea, Pippet, you do take a stress from being
Sorry,
shot.
I didn't clean it.
Shot in the chest with a syringe.
Oh, the left or right? So it was the boobs? I'm so sorry. I was aiming for your arm. Okay, so what do I else? I have a minor action.
That was a full action, right? So you.
No, it's a major action.
Oh, it's a major action. So you get a minor action still, yes.
What the hell did I do? I take my minor action to run around screaming.
Okay, running around. Do you run closer or away or just around?
Nope, just in a circle.
Okay. Excellent.
Yep. I'm gonna confuse the hell out of it. Maybe catch his attention. I don't know.
All right, we're back to Dan. Leaf, what is Leaf doing right now?
all right, so it's been called out to aim for its nose, so I still have a nice little sling to do just that. You know, kind of a bit of a Goliath and that little guy situation, so the mythologies go. So I take my sling, minor action, reload it with another rock I find, and swing it around, trying to go directly for the nose this time.
Okay. Your ranged attack is, since you have since you're proficient in ranged weapons and you get a +5 in them, you get to roll a 3d6, and whatever you roll, the total is added. You add +5 to the total. So 3d6 gives us 10. That's +5. You do hit it, and it is pretty pissed. You hit it right in the nose. The second highest die here is 3. You deal 3 damage to the creature.
All right. Yeah, I was hoping maybe that might at least piss it off enough or hurt it enough that our dear Pippet is not going to be in its jaws much longer.
Is that your full turn?
Yes, I use the minor action to grab the rock, so that is all I do.
It is the Western River King's turn now. The creature has an ability, death roll. Yes.
No, I just said, yes.
This is very evident in real life with real creatures such as this thing. This is not fake. This is art imitating life. Just saying.
The death roll is a full action, and it induces stress upon the target. If the Western River King is in water, when it successfully hits with its snapping jaws, it can activate this ability. +2 stress damage will go to the grappled target. The target must spend a minor action on their turn to free themselves or begin to drown.
Do not fight a death roll in real life. I'm just saying, you go with the thing. Do not fight it. In real life. But yes, I hear you.
The creature, Western River King, is splashing around, dragging you through the swamp. Your body is flailing around below the water, above the water. Finally, it comes to rest, and you take 2 stress.
So now it's my turn.
The way that the stress system works in Issliss is once a character reaches a maximum amount of stress, they go unconscious. Certain milestones in your stress give you certain debuffs, or some characters get buffs for being stressed. But right now, Pippet isn't within the zone to give her a -1 to all of her vectors, so your rolls are now more challenging.
So, now that it's my turn, that pickaxe that we had, it's on my back. What do I need to do to pull it out and slam it into this thing's nose?
Since you're grappled, you'd have to successfully make a grapple save.
And with the, they went and they rubbed up in their gills.
Mm-hmm.
I'll yell out to them,
Cover its gills! Destroy the gills!
hit the nose, just stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have to make another check, then, because I don't think there's anything that I can do to aid with breaking my grapple.
Didn't she say you can make a minor action to break out?
Yeah, that's
you get a minor action and you get an escape grapple attempt.
Yes.
You can
my minor action.
I'll let you do those in any order. So
Yeah. With my minor action, I think the only real thing I can do other than knowledges, because we can't move, is I really don't know, because unless I can't move anything out of my pack. So it feels, unless there's something, oh mighty DM, that we could do besides take things out of our items.
I think I'd let you drop the pickaxe, just like uncord it from your back and let it fall out of your back for the minor action if you wanted to.
I'm about that.
Okay.
I'll say, grab this!
And, or if somebody can before I do, grab that. And then I'll try to do the grapple again.
Okay, that's a 2d6 roll. You have to beat the Western River King's might. Are you still going to use might, or are you going to use a different skill?
I don't think I can use it, because it was might, acrobatics, and what was the last one?
Chicanery.
Chicanery. Yeah, no. Might is my best bet.
Okay. Pippet is secretly shredded. Shredded and clumsy.
At that part, yeah.
All right, here's the roll. It's a 2d6 for you since you're not trained in might. That's an 8. You get a +2, so that's a 10, right?
I think I have a 4 on my might.
Oh, you do.
Unless...
So that's a 12. All right.
Yeah.
So you get a 12. The Western River King is a 10.
Ooh!
they also have a plus. Let me see. Hang on. They also have
Their plus
they
is
have
probably
They have a
wild.
+2 to might as well.
Does it make
But
it and break it in this system?
How it works when a character does a thing against another character also checking against a thing is that the initiator of that roll is considered, if there's a tie, is like they're the higher one.
Yeah.
And since you
Yep, 'cause I
initiated
initiated
the escape grapple attempt, you escape the grapple just barely.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well
Amazing.
done.
Oh,
Shredded
thank
pivot.
God.
As it's rolling around, it's bleeding from its head, and it's got a bunch of rocks in its eyes now. It lifts its mouth just barely enough for you to fall out. You're pushing and pushing and pushing, and finally you find yourself free.
Yes.
You are extraordinarily stressed. If you take one more point of stress, it would be very bad for you.
That's great. I love that for me.
Next up is Grizz.
Is it looking at me?
It's looking at you, yes.
So its attention is no longer on Pipette then.
That's right, yeah.
I'm gonna dash back and hold its eyes and see if it'll like stay looking at me so that I can create an opportunity for her for her next turn.
Okay. You're gonna use your dash attack or your dash ability to get more zones between you. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna I think that's what I'd like to do.
Okay.
To try and like I don't have taunt, but this would just be to keep it busy so that everybody else can hopefully make their attack successfully, knowing that it's hurt and that I hurt it.
I don't think there's an ability for you to keep its attention right now, but
Okay.
you could run away if you wanted.
Be smart.
Okay. I think I will because I don't have any weapons, and if it's looking at me, I can't like run up and just get its skills again, I don't think, without it.
Okay. Yeah. You would have heard Pipit say grab the pickaxe as it fell out of Pipit's backpack.
Oh, okay. So
I
then
did
if
yell
that's
that.
Because you were right there, you would have absolutely. You would have probably been
cool,
the
so-
only one to have heard it.
Yeah.
awesome, then can I pick that up as a minor action and use it?
Sure.
As
yeah.
a major?
We'll say picking it up as a minor action and using it will be a major action.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to do then.
All
I'm
right.
gonna aim for those gills.
You pick up this gleaming pickaxe. This a silver color. It shines in the light when it's not completely covered in this mud and muck. It's gleaming, almost glinting. And you ready it. Your skill in might is not proficient. So you roll a 2d6. But you get a plus
Does
2.
this count as a light weapon at all?
Actually, yeah, I'm so sorry. The pickaxe does. It counts as a light weapon. You're right.
Yes.
It does. So
Level
yeah,
really
thank you. So you get a plus 3 to your roll. It is a 2d6. All right. So your roll here is a. Oh no,
Oh, that's terrible.
that's terrible. Yeah, you get a plus 3, but it's still it's just a 6. As you ready this pickaxe and you go to use it, the Western River King just slides out of the way, almost on accident. It easily avoids the attack, and because of the roll here, it's like your pickaxe goes all the way down into the mud. It's on the ground again. Next up is Pliers.
Oh, look, Leaf. If it's free, but we have to
Good.
deal with it.
Yeah. Boy.
Nostrils, gills. Okay, all right, fine. I'll take. What we'll do is, since I was very elaborate, minor actions will be me loading a different syringe. Would
Okay.
that work?
Sure.
This one for damage. I'll be like, it's stuck again, and I'll slap it on the ground, and it'll automatically shoot off.
Okay.
Because efficiency. And this will be for damage this time, and I'm gonna shoot it towards the gills. Since it's facing away from me, I guess it's turning and sliding, so I would see his gills instead of his nose, and I'm like, fly, damn it, fly! Yep, that'll be it.
All right,
Range
fantastic.
attack.
So you have a proficiency in ranged weapons. You get a plus 6 to your roll. Your roll here is a 3d6. That's a 10. Plus 6 is 16. You do hit. Ranged weapons take the second highest die. That's a 3 for damage.
Nice.
And as you're banging this thing on the ground, trying to get it to work, it automatically, it's like you're banging it, it shoots out into the sky, and you're like, oh, where did it go? It comes back down on top of the Western River King by accident almost, and gets it right in the back of the neck.
Meant to do it.
I believe you. It hit.
You deal three damage to the creature. It is bleeding now from a lot of different places, and it is pissed. Next up is Dan. Leaf.
All right. Okay. Seeing that Pipit is out, it's angry, but if... Oh boy. Leaf is thinking of doing something stupid to keep his friend alive. So you said it's far, yeah? It was far for me.
Yeah, it's at a far distance.
I could reach it. Am I able to get to that in one turn and still have a major action?
I believe it's a minor action to go one zone.
That's what I thought.
A major action to go 2 zones. So if you did get into an immediate range, it would be a major action.
Oh, I thought you said it was 1 zone away.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No, it's 2 zones away. You're at a far distance. There's the range for thrown weapons, and then there's here. I'll show you. So there's there's an immediate range, a close range, a far range, and a too far range. Right now you're at the far range, so you're at zone 3, and the thing is at zone 1.
I see. All right. Okay. Is it obvious without a roll? And if I need to make one, I'll decide there. But is it obvious who this River King is looking at?
No, it's flailing. It's just looking for anybody right now.
All right.
Frenzy.
Yeah, and there's 2 of them now in its immediate range.
Yeah, 2 people.
Yeah. All right, so it's probably not going to come after me then. All right, so the silly thing would probably not be terribly convenient. It wouldn't work, I should say. Okay. My original thought was if it was closer to run up and do something, but fair enough. Well, I'll keep doing what I'm doing since I can. I pick up yet another rock and swing my sling, this time going for a gill, since that's what Grease just attempted to do. Well, succeeded in doing.
Okay.
Attempted. Succeed either way.
All right. You're skilled in ranged. What's your modifier for ranged?
That's a 5.
You get a plus 5 to your roll.
Yes.
Your roll is 9 plus 5. That's a 14 total, which is barely a hit.
Oh, good.
Barely a hit. The middle dice here is a 2. As you ready the sling, you can see the creature look directly at you.
Oh, good. That's what I want.
It's looking at you, and you can't tell if a Western River King can even see that far. But you have this innate sense that something terrible is about to happen. Your legs are frozen in fear, and you pick up the sling, ready the sling. Leaf, how do you kill it?
Oh, lovely. Oh, then it's, I was probably aiming for the gills. However, when it started to look at me, my shot had already gone out. The nose being so sensitive as it is, that little rock goes right up the nasal cavity. And, it's all those nerves, and I think its brain just doesn't process anymore very well.
The creature rears, flails around. It is bleeding. It screams. The Western River King is humongous and terrifying. but now that like a huge part of its snout is just oozing blood, and you see the creature begin to accept its fate.
Oh,
The
good.
Western River King has died.
Oh. Wait. You all right? I kind of start jogging up to.
I'm fine. Oh.
I just abandoned you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I figured.
No, that's appropriate.
I go directly to
I'll be okay.
Pippet. Yeah.
That was quite something. I didn't know they were keeping such wildlife here, beyond the wall. Did you see this note?
What?
I assume I didn't get to show them the note yet, because I'm assuming as I was going, the creature attacked me.
So
I
you
showed
haven't
them.
shown anyone the note yet. That's right.
Yeah. I'm really tired, but I'm still like, y'all need to see this.
Your stress level right now, by the way, is like with one
insane.
more stress, you would pass out. So you're like, you have so much adrenaline coursing through your veins. You're probably shaking.
Yep.
Take a look at this.
I look and I read what you had said before about how the consideration now might be not so considerate.
I fall back.
That means they might know about this place. Do you feel like this might be a disposal situation?
Maybe a little garden for some of the things not threatened by pointing at our little friend here. While I'm talking, I've taken out some of my tools, specifically the cook set, because there should be a knife in there. Can I use bushcraft to start getting some of this scaly leather off it?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll roll a bushcraft check for you here. Let's take a look. You're
got it.
trained in that, so that's a 3d6
I
for
am,
you.
and +5 for it. I'm looking definitely the leather armor, leather protections.
Yeah, that's you rolled a 9 here. Let me take a look at the chart here. So yeah, as everyone is calming down, you're over there at the Western River King. You've torn away so many bits and pieces of this creature. You managed to slurp yourself off a petty quality piece of scale.
All right, I'll add another petty supply.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to go up to Pip and say, "May I?" And I want to rip the syringe out. Well, gently, of course. Or Pippa can take it out since they know how to handle that situation.
I'll hand this over to Pliers.
Oh, thank you. I'll work on making the needle smaller.
And I'll just kind of, I'll look around. Does it look like this place is like, it looks like we've gone through the wall and we're outside, correct? Or is it surrounded by something? Does it look like there's a boundary?
That's an excellent question, yeah. While it does seem as though you're outside of the boundaries of Arcadia Farms, given that this is a preserve, it does appear that your preserve here is surrounded by something, some barrier. You can see another wall way off in the distance when you're really paying attention. And you know, Pippet, in all of the books you've read, that the Western River King doesn't really live this far inland.
That part. I'm glad you said that.
Guys? This place was curated. I'm not sure if they just did it to consider us. We have to be careful, but maybe we should look around just a little more. There's a whole barrier around this place.
That sounds like a killing ground.
Oh, that's even worse.
I should say so.
Yes, a disposal area, so to speak. Am I remembering right? that it was said earlier that we've been seeing more and more people kind of disappear. People we'd see regularly, and they're just kind of going away.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think we found where some of the missing persons are going. Someone's got a pet and, well, had a pet, and they wanted to make sure it was well fed.
You guys need to harvest that thing.
Oh, I found some you want me to get some of the meats off it?
Need as many bits as possible. Its teeth are razor sharp.
I
Very
would love
useful.
the teeth, but I don't want to mess it up. So if you could pull the teeth out, that'd be great.
If I direct them on the best way to like harvest / take the useful bits off of it, would that help in that skill?
We'll find that out and a lot more next time on Issliss Season 1. Big thank you to our cast for being here. A huge thank you to everyone out there watching. Please follow the Twitch stream, which happens live every Friday at noon Pacific. You can find all of our VODs on Twitch and YouTube, and our podcasts everywhere podcasts are consumed. Please check out our Kickstarter, where we're raising money for the full book, and we're very, very excited to give you for free a quick play guide by going to fablescraps.com. You can sign up for the newsletter and get a free quick play guide where you can play Issliss at home. Join the Discord to talk about Issliss, and check out the merch store for Fable Scraps for some sweet merch. We'll see you next week. Have a great night.